Peace, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Takeaway Tip Tuesday. Today is October 31st. Halloween! Happy Halloween, everybody, and welcome. I am your host, Ramona Remisat, intuitive guidance coach, angel therapy practitioner, author, and speaker. Here to teach you how to tap into, understand, and trust your inner guidance so that you can take fearless action in your life and biz. Hey! I hope you like my Halloween costume. I know you can't see my buttons, so let me just share that with you. I have this one. And of course, I have to have John. Yeah, there we go. Hope you're all feeling groovy today. And today we are sharing part 3 of my 3-part series, How to Go From Fear to Fab and Conquer That Fear so that you can pursue your purpose with passion. And as you're coming on, feel free to say who's here, where you're from. This makes it more fun when it's interactive. Let me know if you're dressing up for Halloween. I want to know what your costumes are. You can post pics below after. So as I was saying, this is part 3. We've been doing this series about conquering fear because let's face it, it kind of doesn't go anywhere. Every time we try to take that next step on the road towards pursuing our purpose, we come across it. It just shows up because it doesn't want us to step, our egos don't want us to step out of our comfort zone. It wants to keep us safe. And so fear will show up. And we don't need people to stay stuck in their comfort zones. We need people who are stepping fearlessly into it and, fulfilling what it is they are brought on the earth to do in this lifetime. So that was sort of the inspiration behind this series. And the reason why I did it as a series as opposed to just give you one tool is because as you come across fear, you're not always going to find the same tool useful, right? Some days it might be great. Other days you might go, I'm not feeling this. Like it's not helping me. So you want to have multiple tools in your toolbox to really help you so that in the moment you can, kind of be like, this isn't working. This isn't working. Oh, this is going to be good, right? And it gives you options. So today's tool is something that is very simple. And it's simply called Choose Your Feelings. So when you recognize that you're falling into fear, these glasses are great, but they're woohoo, a little psychedelic. When you notice that you're falling into fear, you want to be able to recognize that and stop what you're doing and move right into this exercise that I'm going to share with you, okay? So as I go, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment box, and if this is resonating with you, send me a thumbs up or a heart just so I know that this is making some sense, okay? So it's really about our breath. So as you're falling into that fear, you're starting to notice that you're breathing in that shallow sort of fear, but when we get uptight and we're nervous, we kind of start to breathe from our shoulders. It's like that panicked breathing, right? So instead, you're wanting to take several deep breaths in. You're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, right? So you're going to do that a few times, really expanding your stomach as you inhale and allowing it to collapse as you exhale. What this does is this really clears the mind and allows you to really open that channel to the inner self. Right? That's why this breathing is so good. So after you've taken a few breaths, on that next breath in, inhale and then just pause for a second at the height of that in-breath. And in that moment, just before you exhale, turn your awareness inward and just notice the relief you're already feeling from that negative emotion. Whether it was the fear you were feeling or the overwhelm or whatever it was that you were experiencing. And then exhale, completely release that emotion. And continue to breathe slowly and deeply, but as you breathe in, you're going to make a new feeling choice. You may wish to even make a statement like, I choose to feel optimistic, or I choose to feel appreciative, or whatever it might be that's going to replace the fear feeling, right? I choose to feel excited, right? Because usually when you're moving forward in your passion, it is exciting, but the fear is right alongside with it. And the fear kind of takes over. So instead of choosing to feel fear, choose to feel the excitement or that passion for what it is you're trying to do. Choose whatever new feeling you wish, and as you breathe in, welcome that new emotion. And as you breathe out, continue to let go of any negative emotions. It really is kind of like the waves of the ocean coming in and washing out, right? Bringing in the good and taking away the yucky stuff that you don't want to feel, right? So this is such an easy technique because you can do it anywhere. Even if you're somewhere out in public, nobody's going to know you're really doing this, right? You can use it, and it's immediately available to you. You don't need anything alongside of it. And it really helps you to feel good because it consciously connects you with your inner self and allows you to focus on selecting more positive emotions, like I said, to replace the fear or whatever other, emotion you might be experiencing. So this is useful not just for when you're feeling fear, but anything else. If you're feeling hopelessness, if you're feeling despair, if you are feeling sadness, if you are feeling anger, if you're feeling overwhelmed, any of those things, just stop what you're doing and go immediately to that breath, right? Inhale really big and exhale. Like I said, you want to start taking a few of those breaths before you start moving into the part where you tap in, you pause at the height of that in-breath and realize how much relief you're already feeling. Let that go, and then on the next breath in, choosing a new feeling to replace that, whatever it was that you were experiencing. And, a lot of times people kind of, again, dismiss these kinds of tools because they seem too simplistic or too easy, or too basic. Everybody's like, yeah, just breathe, man, right? We've all heard that. But the breath is so powerful. It really does. It oxygenates us. It really, like I said, this particular one really opens you up to that channel of your deeper inner self, right? Where you can, realize that those thoughts you were thinking were not really true thoughts. It's kind of the programming, right? It opens you up to really choose a different pathway. When we feel fear, we feel overwhelmed, recognize it is just a state of mind. I know that's deep. Ooh, right? Deep, man, deep. But it's a state of mind. And the neat thing about a state of mind is you can change your mind, right? We're not having to be stuck in that at all times. So, really don't dismiss things because they're too simple. They're simple for a reason, because if something was complicated, nobody would do it, right? We don't have time for that. We need something that we can implement instantly. Like I said, maybe even on the fly. Maybe you're in an elevator, you're up to go to give a presentation to a board or, a group or your boss or whatever, and you're freaking out. You can do this on the way and get rid of the fear, right? Remove that fear, choose a new feeling, bring that in so when you step through the doors of that elevator, you're ready to go, right? Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions? I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear your comments. Is this making sense? Send me some hearts or thumbs up. Let me know if that works for you. I'm not sure who's on, but I want to know if there were anybody here who went through last week's tool, which was 7 Days Without an Ego. I didn't really hear back from you guys, so I'm wondering, did you do it? How did it go? Did you get stuck? Were some days harder than another? If you didn't get a chance to check that video out, scroll down through this page. You'll find last week's one, which was 7 Days Without an Ego, and then the one from earlier on. Oh, there was somebody that popped in. I didn't see who that was. As I said, these glasses are like, whew, kind of giving me a headache. But it's never too late, right? You can go back, you can check out those other tools and give it a try. Just remember, Mondays are really not the best day to start anything new. So if you really want to embrace the 1 week without an ego, think about starting it on a Wednesday or Thursday. So tomorrow would be a great day, even Thursday, to get you going. Tomorrow's the start of another month, so that could be a great time to do that too. So scroll down and check that out. And keep me in the loop of, like I said, how it's going for you as you go through that. Let me know if you're feeling stuck on anything, what's hard, what wasn't too bad for you. And I mentioned in that video as well, it's more fun to go through that with a buddy or an accountability partner who can check in with you and make sure you're doing it, and you can just trade some notes back and forth as to how it's going for each other. That's really fun to do. So I'm gonna leave you with that, man. Feel groovy today. Embrace this all in. If you get stressed, don't feel the stress, man. Just breathe. Breathe and choose a new feeling. And I hope you'll join me back here next Tuesday for another episode of Takeaway Tip Tuesday. Take care and happy Halloween.